Episode 96, ladies.
96.
This is a good one. There was lots of stuff happening today. I think maybe too much to even mention it in an intro.
A lot happened.
A lot happened.
It feels like it was two podcasts in one.
It almost feels that way, doesn't it? Well, today we talked to Eric Gilligan about his app, the Trim Castle AR app.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it is. Go back in time at Trimcast.
Yes.
Class.
Go and download the app. If you don't make it to the point in the podcast where we talk about the link, do it now. Go get that app.
And while you're on your phone downloading that app, make sure you go onto Spotify and follow us.
And rate, like, share, subscribe. All right. We also did the Chocolate Bar World Cup return.
Yeah, we're back for the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
A shocking, actually, result.
Yeah. That was the most mesmerising game of Chocolate Bar World Cup I think you'll ever see.
We found out that you just don't like a cartoon I like.
That's right, yeah.
You're the opposite of our cartoons.
And
to find out who won the Waffle Game again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, and then we just talked about kids like grumpy old men.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Okay, will we name it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, let's do it. So I hadn't thought of anything.
No.
So I am going to go with Eric's Castle.
Oh,
Eric's Castle.
There you go.
I know, is that what we're going?
I like it. What do you think, Bert? Do you have any suggestions?
Screw you guys, I made an app.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. What do you think, John Boy?
No beef for Bertie. No beef for Bertie.
No beef for Bertie. That's a pretty good one too, actually.
Yeah. Or John's beef.
What about Bertie's Burgers?
Bertie's Burgers, yeah, that'd be good too.
Bertie's
but Bertie's no burgers.
I really like to give Eric his due here and just give him the title.
Yes, I think we could go with.
Okay, so
I tied mine in with Eric Cartman. Because that's what he says.
That's pretty good. Okay, will we go with yours?
We can do it if you want. I don't
mind.
Okay,
all right. It is episode 96, Bertie.
Eventually.
Yeah, we got there.
Screw you guys, I made an app.
Nice.
Yeah, waffle me this, waffle me that. Thinking all the topics that you could have had. The only game that makes me feel so alive. I'm guessing for 30, it could be only 5. Getting them all would be a superpower. You can get it every week on the JB Waffle Hour. 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 JB Waffle Hour.
Look, I love that song.
Yay!
Even after all this time.
I was waiting with bated breath
I do love that song.
for you to start saying your words so I could start talking now.
Does it make it sound like I'm in a phone box?
The sound last week was terrible when Bertie was talking, wasn't it?
Oh, terrible.
I'm sorry about that, Bertie.
Under the table he was.
We had him underneath the table, yeah.
Oh yeah, when Scotty's not available, we have to switch the date. But when Bertie's not available, it doesn't matter. We're going to record
We
anyway.
go anyway, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
We have to be in the studio when.
I'm the one with the studio, so
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
When
Bert.
it's just me and you, it's a kitchen.
Just two lads
It's good.
talking.
With Scotty, it's a music school and studio in it.
Oh yes, of course.
Bertie,
Hello everybody.
you're back.
Yes, this is episode 96.
Wow.
Euro 96. Grey England jerseys.
Oh,
Gareth
yeah.
Southgate missing a penalty.
Woo! Yeah, I remember that penalty. Anything else about 96 other than England missing the penalty? There's not much, really, was there?
Was Jagged Little Pill out? That album out 96?
That's a great album. Let me
Of
find some
course,
96 stuff.
If
Go
you
on.
turn 96 upside down, is it also 96?
Yes.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
Okay.
True.
You'd have to flip it
Very
over.
good, John. That's
What
good.
can I say? What can
I hope you all enjoyed last week's episode number 95. Be good for God.
What a name.
Where I missed it because Scotty's a dickhead.
Did you listen to it?
You know I'm a training.
Did you listen
Stupid
to it?
training.
Did you listen to it?
Of course I listened to it.
Good man.
I have to listen to it.
It was very good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a great one, actually. One of the best we've
Yeah,
done.
you know, I mean, people say, like, you know, you can't find a phone box. Well, damn it, I found a phone box. And I recorded my podcast in a phone box. That was actually the back office.
Do you want some notable things from 1996?
Sure.
We have eBay starts online auction website. So eBay starts.
Oh, wow.
We had IBM's Deep Blue defeats chess champion Gary Kasparov.
Well, great day.
Yeah.
Great day for the parish.
Olympic Park, Continental Olympic Park. Oh, Centennial.
Oh,
it says Centennial. Cutting that out. Olympic Park, Atlanta.
Don't, because when you start editing, it makes it harder for me to do the videos.
I know. Yeah, I won't.
You have to do this right first time round.
I'll leave it. Yeah. Atlanta nail bomb. Dunblane massacre. It's all bad stuff. I see the Spice Girls there as well.
They started in '96.
Oh, do you remember? Actually, do you remember this? You will remember this. Mad cow disease, BSE, kills humans in England.
That's when I stopped eating beef.
Do you remember when? What?
Haven't had beef
since.
Have you not?
No.
I did not
No
know
way.
this about you.
I don't eat
How about
beef.
burgers and stuff?
No way.
Don't eat
We
beef.
didn't know that.
How did you
I
not
mean,
know that I always order chicken?
I mean, it's safe
Such a
now.
light
It's
chicken.
safe again.
I know, yeah, but you know when it's like a test. You know, I've done it for so long. So why
Oh.
not?
Right. Okay.
And I haven't missed it. There's loads of other options.
Better not get you hooked on ice cream or something. You'll go mad.
I love ice cream. I see Donny the sheep came too.
So do you remember in school? Was this the time when we had the little trays? Remember you had to walk through the soap trays to get into school. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, you had to dip your feet in.
You had to dip your feet in it. There were like little
Yeah.
sponges with like soap and stuff.
Mm.
Just when you're coming through the door.
So I'm still in shock. You haven't had beef since 1996. Haven't had like a fillet steak?
No.
You haven't had like a juicy fillet steak with butter and garlic and rosemary and
No.
or a strip loin steak,
No.
medium rare.
I might have had one burger,
Beautiful.
and that's
Oh my
because
goodness.
somebody made it for me, and I didn't want them to make it feel bad for after putting in the effort.
And was it delicious?
It was fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
man.
assume Paul has got better at cooking since then.
Steak.
Oh, call out! Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, 1996. Yeah, Spice Girls. Great.
It's more interesting now that we're in the 90 numbers because it didn't
Yeah.
make sense. Ooh, what happened in 1901?
Yeah. We're finally we can do stuff like this. Yeah, no, it's good. We're getting up there. We're getting closer, lads. We've only
Yeah.
got 4 weeks left, and then it's happy.
Centennial.
Yeah, the word that
Yeah.
I can't read.
We had 2 people contact us this week.
All right.
Ooh, very
Okay.
good.
Your brother Damien.
Oh, right. What did he say?
He was wondering, was I in a phone box?
Oh, right.
Okay.
Well, if Colin Farrell can make a movie,
Yeah,
about
that's
being in a
true.
phone box.
Good movie. Good movie.
And then Connor said that I was giving roving reporter vibes.
Yes.
Don't take
Yeah,
any
That's an
unnecessary
epic
journeys.
opportunity.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Fair play. Hi to both of them.
Was that on? Did he email into jbwafflehour@gmail.com?
No, they didn't. They interacted with us on Spotify, which is also an option. So if you're
Oh,
listening to the
right.
podcast on Spotify, please just go to the bit where it says interact with episode, and you can comment on all the good stuff there.
Very good.
And then anywhere else you might see us, make sure you rate,
Right,
like,
like,
share, follow, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you see us.
You really should just pre-record that and press play.
No, you wouldn't get the Bertie freshness
No.
every week.
Yeah, it's slightly different every
Well,
week.
can we tickle him every time he does it then, just so we know everybody
That's
knows
like
it's
a-
live?
Sure.
Tickle me
I
Elmo.
don't mind doing that.
That's my special area.
How was your weekends, boys?
You weren't meant to ask John that.
That's why I said boys. I remembered as
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying it, I looked towards you.
Move away from my weekend.
How was your weekend, Berta Cass?
Well, we lost to hurling.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we lost in the over 35s.
Can I ask you, what was the
We lost with
training?
the ladies.
What was the training for last week when you weren't here? Was that football?
Yeah, that was hurling because we had hurling.
Oh,
No, that was hurling. Yeah, but I actually trained the ladies that night because Stephen was missing. So,
Right, okay.
so like, if it was my own training, I might have been able to do something, but I had already committed to training the ladies, so because
All
Stephen
right.
was away.
So losses all around at the weekend.
It was.
That's a
yeah.
tough weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was the first time I ever played the first team in the hurling, so
Right, okay.
you're never too late for debut.
What age are you now?
37.
That's a mighty fine age for a
Mighty.
debut.
But when the club calls on you, you
Ah,
have
yeah.
to step up.
Step up.
And did you get a team photo?
Yeah, team photos.
Then you're
inside
done.
you.
Hold on a
you know.
second, actually.
10-minute cameo.
It was Electric Picnic last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Were all the young bucks away at Electric Picnic?
No, but we
Oh,
are missing
That's
some.
insulting.
There was
I'm just
there was 2 or 3 injuries, and then Bago's gone back to America for college, and
Oh, Bago.
you know.
Bago's gone.
Yeah.
How did Bago get the name Bago?
It's Bagnall.
Oh, right. Okay, that's...
Okay, it's not as fun as I thought it would be.
No.
No.
And John Boy, we're skipping by your weekend because you did absolutely nothing by the sounds of it.
No, Saturday, like
Oh, Liverpool one. Go on.
Yes.
Saturday, just did DIY. What can I say? Cleaned the garden because I thought it'd be the last day of good weather in the whole year, and then look at Sunday and
You have an app for that. You can check the weather on
No.
an app
don't trust it.
because apps are handy.
Don't trust it. And then Sunday I didn't even leave the house.
Foreshadowing.
Clean the car and all that jazz. You know
Now
yourself.
you said
Is there not
something.
for that?
You said something, and I can relate. You said about your Sunday.
Mm.
You said it was a lovely sunny day, but you spent the whole day inside.
Yeah, I felt terrible.
No.
I was
think
depressed at the end of the day.
I think you're allowed to have, when there's a really good day, sometimes it's actually
Chill out.
lovely just to sit inside and do nothing.
But you've got some nice garden furniture, which you've not has sat outside.
Oh, the cushions are in the shed at the back of it, with they're covered in oil.
Yeah. Have you been in there yet?
Yes, I went in there.
Oh,
weekend,
what
yeah.
happened? Okay, fill us in.
Not as bad as that. Everything's soaked into the plywood, so technically not as bad.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
So wherever it went, it soaked into it. So,
So the lesson here is if you have a problem
Ignore
and
it.
if you just leave it alone,
Yeah.
it'll fix itself.
Yeah.
Soak into the plywood.
I almost put a lock on the door and never. I was going to buy another shed, just never entered that shed again.
Put all your feelings
out
in a
okay.
box and
It's-
put that box into a car
It stinks.
and
It
just drive
stinks,
that car away.
but it worked out fine. Got the lawnmower out and stuff.
Nice, good reference.
But yeah, no, it was made worse by like. I can't
Neglect.
describe how much I probably ventured to the kitchen twice.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I went out to the kitchen, literally the kids were out and jumping in the trampoline. The wife was out there at the greenhouse, and I'd go out and be the grande, and then I'd go back into the living room,
No way. What were you doing in the living room? Just sitting?
watching telly and just minding my own business.
Just one of
Right.
those days where you're just
Did you come out in the blanket and
No,
then see the sun?
Watching Star Wars, Ashoka.
Oh, wow.
um,
in the middle of the day when
in
your
the
kids
middle
are
of the
there.
day. Kids have no interest. I said, "Come on in, kids, we watch Star Wars."
Jesus.
They're like, "No,
Would you not be
it's a
on?
lovely day outside, Daddy."
Feck yeah, I'm putting on Star Wars. Jesus Christ. That's a good one.
Oh, look, I loved it during while I was there, but 7-8 o'clock at night when you realise you don't do it and you get that little phase of
Yeah, that's a day gone. Yeah.
Because I was going to go to the Royal Mead show and all that kind of stuff.
Lovely day for that.
Mm.
It looked packed. I drove by it in the morning when people were going in. I came over for breakfast.
Mm.
What if that was the last day of your life? Would you've looked back? You would have looked
Oh, no.
back with regret.
I've no regrets of what I did in that day. It's
Can
just,
dead people
just
look
got that
back?
feeling.
I don't know. No one's
We-
ever come back to tell
Maybe
us.
one of our guests today will be able to look back.
Oh,
time.
So much, so much
Yeah.
foreshadowing. We're not segueing though. We're still doing stuff
Okay.
before we get there.
Yeah.
So stop
Yeah.
segueing so early in the bloody podcast. Okay. Speaking of
Early
segues,
arrivers.
will we head on to look at our news?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's do the news.
Did you see Kanye West this weekend? Was in Ireland.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Kanye West was spotted at Electric Picnic watching Steve Lacy. Do you know who Steve Lacy is? 'Cause
No.
I don't. He's obviously a singer of some sort. But apparently Kanye was tipping about in Stradbally.
Did you go and say tipping somebody? I was like, oh,
Well,
who is
he,
he tipping?
he might have been, and God knows what that lad's up to. But yeah, tipping around Stradbally, Kanye West.
See that they're putting
Mad.
all the refugees in the glamping yurts that they use for EP.
Really?
Yeah,
No way. Where are
for
they?
like 6 weeks or something.
Are they at Stradbally?
Yeah, at EP. Yeah,
No way. Well, I mean, they're there.
somebody told me that today.
Might as well use them.
Yeah, where I actually thought they were just going to like let them use everybody's icky tents that they left behind.
Oh, gross. No.
But no, it's the ones that they put up for the fancy people.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, well, look, it's
I
there.
think so, yeah.
It's there. Use it. You know. I wonder how livable they are for a few weeks.
I
Like
wouldn't be
in
shining
fairness.
a black light in them anyway.
No, I wouldn't. But my question to you when I saw this: who is the most famous person that you've ever seen just strolling by? Have you ever seen anyone super duper famous?
Apart from soccer players.
No, soccer. Well, if you went to a soccer match, obviously you're going to see the soccer players up close. But I mean, just tipping around in the street. Right. Okay. Well, that's
I know of like at least two, but can't.
okay. I'll tell you my one first of all.
Telling yours, I'll remember mine.
So we were gigging in the King's Head in Galway, and down the very back of the venue, in walks a guy called, I think it's Anthony Head. Right? Did you ever hear of this guy?
No.
Okay. Did you? I think it's Anthony Head. Jesus, now I'm going to get mixed up by his
Anthony
name.
Hopkins.
No, not Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Head. So did you ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Anthony Stewart Head.
Stuart Head.
Yeah, that's his full name. Anthony
Oh, right.
Stewart Head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
he
good.
was most recently the owner of West Ham United
Yes.
and Ted Lasso.
Yes, he was in Ted Lasso as well.
Yes.
He was standing at the back of one of our gigs watching
Oh,
us
yeah.
play in the
Was
King's Head in Galway.
Giles
Very
and
good.
Buffy.
Giles from Buffy. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
do know him now.
Yeah, he's very good. And he was on holiday in Ireland. I went and checked his Instagram. I didn't say anything to him, but I went and checked his Instagram, and he was around Galway and everything.
Mm.
Yeah, so there you go. That was
Very
my
good,
most
very good.
famous.
Very good, very good.
What about you, buddy? No one.
Mary McAleese.
Oh, well, that's pretty famous.
Yeah.
Just tipping them around.
Yeah, she came to Trim, wasn't it?
Came to Trim.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
that's
there
a
when I was
planned
like
visit.
6 years old.
I was in the same place as someone famous, but I didn't see them. But I seen them Instagram on the same day that I was there,
Right.
and people in the photo I had also seen.
That's not meeting someone.
So that's as close. No, I'm just saying that's as close as I got.
Who was the famous person?
Cara Delevingne.
Oh.
She was in the Louvre the same day. As
Oh,
the
very good, very good.
Um,
Are you saying just in the same room as them? Yes, and not talking to them.
no, not talking to them. Just if they might have walked by you in the street or something, even. Just and you're like, oh,
Steve Dalton, but he was a bit of a dick.
was he?
Yeah.
Did he turn around and was like, I fucking hate Portsmouth?
It was when he was playing with Liverpool, and I think it was my first time in Liverpool. Mum and Dad brought me over, and in the old main stand, the bus used to come up along the side, and the players used to walk out through the barriers. So you used to be able to queue there. Now the bus goes in underneath the stand, so don't come out.
Yeah.
And I had this ball, and Dad said, "Oh look, we're Irish or whatever, a good Irish man or whatever." He said, "Why are you trying to say I'm not Irish?"
But he's from Drogheda.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even sign the ball.
No.
Yeah.
Screw him. I don't even like him now.
Big jawed accent. I never really liked Steve Staunton anyway.
That was in the 90s.
Bit of a spanner.
Like Greg
Yeah.
O'Shea, I was in a room with him like 2 weeks ago,
We were saying that, yeah.
and then he's from Love Island.
Right.
Um,
Is that famous?
no, that's the thing.
Yeah, he
Because
is
I've
famous
met
enough.
loads of people on the events I go to, but
Well,
like
Matt's famous.
Rosanna Purcell, is she famous?
She does
She's
laundry
like
detergent,
an
is it?
influencer.
Oh, right.
Matt is famous.
Matt who?
Hey, Matt. Yeah, Matt was here. Yeah.
Matt's famous. He's probably the
Matt
most famous
O'Brien.
guy.
Shout out to Matt O'Brien.
Friend of the show.
Okay, well, let's move on from that.
That's probably the most famous.
that was a
'Cause he's
fruitless-
That
Italian.
was. You can probably just edit that out.
fruitless conversation there. Okay, my next bit of news. A new Dublin club venue inspired by Printworks with a capacity of 3,500 is opening next month. 3,500.
Did they get 3,000 people in there to test it out?
I don't know. I'm not sure. If you're a fan of Printworks, what's Printworks? Anyone know? No?
It's like a printing place.
Or the warehouse project. There must be big club nights. It looks like Dublin is set to get his very own one next month.
Wait, is the club scene coming back?
Maybe so, yeah.
Sounds like Tramco or something like that.
Sounds like
Do you remember
COVID
Tramco?
hell.
Because all the nightclubs are closing there, do you not know?
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of them going downhill.
Remember
now.
Barcode used to be good.
So it's in the RDS with a capacity of 3,500.
A tripod.
That's
You'll never
huge.
You'll never beat Rapture.
Back in the
Rapture.
day, were you ever in? What's the one at the top of Leeson Street?
Cross and Coppers.
Yes.
That was Tramco.
Is that Tramco?
Yeah, I
What was
believe
it called
so.
before that?
Like it's Opium now. It
No.
was Tramco.
It was something else when I was there. But that was quite huge. Would that have been 3,000? No, it wouldn't have been actually. It wouldn't be a few hundred there,
No,
I'd say.
I wouldn't remember most of the times I was in there.
God. You know the venue though.
Yeah.
Yeah, great big place. But 3,500 in a nightclub, that's
Yeah, but it's the RDS. You know how big the RDS is.
yeah, but oh yeah, I suppose yeah. It's just a big gig really, isn't
Yeah.
it?
2,000.
It's,
That's
it's a
like,
big DJ gig.
Yeah.
consider someone drinking every 5 minutes,
Oh,
10 minutes.
the amount of money.
Amount of alcohol.
That's
you
huge. Like I was imagining it like say the Palace or something or a venue like that where it's indoors.
Well,
and
sure, they can put
3,500.
how many students in it for the exams? They can put hundreds of students in it.
RDS?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, is it UCD or DCU?
Okay.
So someone has their exams in the RDS.
What would be the capacity of
Didn't
the
know.
Palace in Navan?
800?
The nightclub.
Yeah,
upstairs.
probably around that. 6 to 800, I'd say. But 3,500. I was just imagining
but you
an
think
indoor
of
thing.
like don't they have like the Ideal Homes exhibition or something? And you think about the amount of people that go and that
Maybe 5,000
and then
go to
you take out all the stands and then people are packed in.
Yeah, but the thing I would be most worried
You're
about.
like Dougal. I'm no good at judging crowds type.
But
there
I'd say
must
there's
be
at
at least 4 million. out there.
But the thing I'd be worried about is just the amount of either violence or robbery or just the amount of crap that goes on at nightclubs,
Yeah.
but multiply that by 7 or 8, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people drinking and
Yeah, percentagely,
Raven.
like 3% of them would be up to no good.
that's a lot of people.
Starting trouble in the
What's
neighbourhood.
3% of 3.5?
Be 300 people.
Probably get them one
200
little
or
fight.
100 people if it's like
And their
10%.
mother wouldn't
would be
care.
300.
That's a lot of people who are up to no good. Anyway,
I thought you joined in on that song.
oh, we
didn't
missed
you?
it. I was
Sorry.
going to a Fresh Prince rap there.
That's what I was trying to
Oh,
do.
did you?
Oh yeah, class.
Sorry, we both messed up there. Anyway, there you go. If you're into clubbing, that sounds like your mecca
In the club.
up in Dublin. Now, last one then. This is an interesting one. New research shows only 1 in 6 Irish children are getting enough exercise. So new research has found that 1 in 6 children are meeting the recommended physical activity guidelines for 1 hour of moderate to vigorous activity per day, and just 50% of children are getting the required amount of exercise. Have you noticed? I'm trying to find the most politically correct way to say this, but back in our day, kids didn't quite look the same.
I think it's a lot to do probably maybe with your environment too. So there the other Sunday we went up to it's in St. Kevin's football field. There's a coffee shop there. Oh God, the name escapes me now at the moment. They do pancakes with granola and bananas. Really nice.
Right.
Can't remember. But anyway, to get there you go through like Ballymun, I think a little bit of Glasnevin is it, but you go through a housing estate to get there because it's the quickest way. And you're looking at these houses that were built, I don't know, in probably 40s or 50s, maybe they're older, I have no idea. But they're so packed together. And it's not like housing estates, maybe the newer ones where there has to be a green or whatever. And you're looking at kids growing up there. Like, where did they get their exercise?
I mean,
so
running from
there's
stealing something.
running from the law. There's
so
still
definitely an environmental thing, like
you
about
could
living
still
in,
get up
in
out,
towns.
out in the street and play.
I'm just saying it's harder.
Yeah.
So if you think that you'd have to have like real good like enthusiasm to do it, where if you're in the country, it's kind of just there. You can walk somewhere, you walk to your friend's house, you're cycling down the road. I think in towns and cities, I think it's harder.
I would even look to the likes of country schools and say that kids have changed shape-wise recently over, say, when we were young. I think a lot of it's to do with computer games and gaming kids and devices and all that sort of shite.
Yeah.
And kids not getting outside, just kicking a ball around the place.
Yeah.
There is an issue. Is there a call for getting rid of tablets?
I don't know, but there's a huge contrast. As in, back in our days, it was if you're bored, you went out and you threw away, played badminton up against a wall or something.
Yeah,
you know, or
some guy off your sweets and you go on an adventure.
Yeah, or you go out. And
That's how you met your daddy.
That's Boards Mill. Or
you're
you
kicking
just
the
hop
ball
into a field, or you go trekking across the field, or you go down to
running across bales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that to some of the kids that would be at the club. I'd say to them, would you not be just outside?
Now, which club? A different club down
The
was
nightclub?
earlier in the news.
What was in the earlier in the news? What news? What club?
Nightclubs.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah. So some of the kids that play football, would you not just be outside like kicking a ball against the wall? Do you ever do that? And they're like, no, I'm just so busy. Like, what are you busy doing?
My own daughter, I'm always telling her to go on outside and play with her friends because some of them may be out in the green. Like, go on out there, and she's like, no, too tired. I'm like, get out there, you.
I'm jaded from work today.
That's another thing, like, because there's so many options now inside.
Yeah,
not to show our age or whatever, but you might only have one telly.
Mm-hmm.
If you had two tellies, you probably still only had 8 channels.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get using Sky until 2012 when I got it myself. Like.
And when you got Sky, the same channel, if you change the channel down in the living room, it would change it in the way.
Yeah. Who turned off Coronation Street?
So there's a lot more option stuff, and I even see now when you go to football games and fathers are bringing their kids to football games, but literally the kid is in, like, not all of them now, but some of them would have tablets or phones and
sitting
games.
on the sideline, with a tablet.
Now they're not all like that. Some of them obviously bring their football, and I know my nephew, when we bring him, he'll always meet someone that he knows from school, and they'll go kicking ball along down the front of Park Talton, or if you're in Kildalkey, go up the back where the grass is to kick ball, and then they'll reappear then at full time or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah.
So they're not all like that, but there's definitely more. But then obviously there's probably more kids as well. Yeah.
There is a problem though. Like, I've heard a lot of kids using the phrase, "I'm bored." What? If you had said to me, if I'd said to my parents, "I'm bored," when I was young, I would have been grabbed by the back of the neck and thrown out the back door.
Yeah.
Look, there's loads of stuff out there. Wait.
Or given some work to do.
Yeah.
Go pick up that pile of weeds over there.
You dare not say that you're bored. You would have disappeared down the fields quicker.
Did you see that bit in TikTok? And it's a comedian talking, but he gives his daughter chores.
Right.
And she looks and goes, chores? Where's your chore list? And he goes, oh, my chore list. Well, were you fed today? Did you wake up with a roof over your head?
Yeah, were your clothes clean? You little shit. Kids nowadays.
Kids. Are we officially 3 grumpy old men?
I think we are. We're appealing to a certain demographic these days. But lads, that's the end of my news.
Great news.
Would you like to? I know we were talking about devices and little bits and bobs, which hold apps, right? The kids are all into the apps these days.
The apps.
What is your favorite app, Bertie? What's your favorite app on your phone?
I presume they're called apps because they're called applications.
Yes, they
okay,
are.
yeah, give them their proper title, I guess.
I'll agree with that.
Could they have been called something else? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didgeridoos.
There was already a didgeridoo though. in
Well,
fairness.
mostly on my apps, I have a lot of fitness apps,
Right.
and then I've Dundee.
Fitness apps and Dundeal's your biggest one, I'd say, is it?
It probably is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't use it. I'm an adverts guy.
We've done this before, but we can go check again if you want. If you go into settings and see what we've done in the
I
last
don't know.
week.
Are you an Android man
Do you
or
mean what
Apple
we-
man?
Android,
As in, what's our most used?
digital
app?
well-being.
I don't even know where you'd find that in my phone. Whereabouts is that? Oh, digital well-being. Yeah,
My-
there you
my-
go.
My
Yeah.
most used app is probably going to be YouTube Kids.
Oh, mine's WhatsApp.
Oh, mine's
Yeah.
Facebook today. I
Oh,
think
very
I
good.
might have
People
accidentally
still use
left it on
Facebook.
While I
Social.
was on the marketplace looking for some.
App timers. Yeah, mine's WhatsApp. My phone is also my business phone, so I do all of my communication through this.
But
Scroll-
it's funny because obviously if I go anywhere and I use Google Maps on that particular day, Google Maps is my most used. Like,
Oh yeah, I suppose it's just sitting on the whole time.
TikTok.
What is it really?
Oh, man, stuck on. Yeah. This week I've used TikTok for 5 hours.
That app is a whole
Oh,
of
it's a whole.
attention, but that's what they're paying for is
Yeah.
is your attention, so they
It's
can
great.
advertise you.
It's
You know,
great.
um,
I'm not ashamed at all.
really?
Yeah, it's great.
I've
I learned so much stuff on it. I've actually learned things on TikTok.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
look around, you're like, oh fuck, the day's over. I can't apply any of it to anything.
it goes by quick.
Everyone's
to be fair,
asleep.
Yeah.
some of the great apps, MyFitnessPal, I've the
Oh,
Tabata
yeah.
Timer,
Is this on your
Strava,
digital
Wahoo,
app? Oh,
Apex.
fitness app.
Do you go in and
Fitbit,
just open
that's
them
right.
so they'll be top of your
No,
watch?
I only use them when I need them. Then obviously you have Spotify.
Sarah would be like, "What's your top apps there, Bertie?"
You've,
Oh, it's definitely the fitness ones. Yeah.
You've Hard Watch.
It's
You've
not the-
Dundee,
You porn.
Vodafone, Team
You-
Builder.
The fitness app.
Yeah, we're all just lucky that you porn doesn't do an app. Let's be honest.
Just Eat.
Just eat.
I'd love to use Just Eat more often, but there's crap in my locality.
Oh, really? In terms of
Choices, yeah.
Anyway, let's segue nicely into what our topic is going to be today.
Go trim, man.
Are you a trim man yourself?
I am. I think you used to live at the end of my garden. Not literally at the end of my garden, but
I lived at the end of your garden.
no, your brother is Damien, no?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were
he's
Avondale.
Avondale. Yeah.
Oh, very good. I was looking at you there. I recognized the face from somewhere. That's mad. Absolutely mad. Well, Damien listens to the podcast anyway, so I'll let him know that you said hello.
Cheers. Probably going, who's that guy? Anyway.
So hello, by the way, Bertie. Do you want to start things off?
Yeah, so I seen the Me Chronicle posted up about your app idea, and that's why we contact you. So would you like to give us a down go on how it came about, or why you decided to do it, or how it works?
Yeah, sure. Basically, well, I kind of I like visiting historical sites from now and again. Not really a fan of reading all the notice boards and looking at pictures of stuff. So I kind of thought through, I was in Milan one day and I seen this virtual reality tour. And it was like basically you put the headset on, you couldn't see anything, and you're in a room and you basically fire arrows out a window. And I was thinking, well, do better than that, I'm sure. So I kind of developed the idea from that and decided it'd be great if you could walk around freely within the 3D model, so have all the models in situ basically, and that's.
And
There's also kind of a combination. Remember those old library books where you'd have the picture of the Colosseum and you'd have the transparent page and you flip it over. So
Yeah,
something like that.
And what is your background, Eric? Are you a computer engineer, software designer? Is it just something that you fancy doing because you're interested in the history and it just came about like that?
None of the above.
Entrepreneur head.
Nice.
Yeah, basically. No, I'm an architect, but I studied computer programming for 2 years and didn't achieve anything with that. So I went to architecture school then, and I managed to get through that. And I kind of now with the app, I quite like the programming side of things, which is a bit strange, but kind of going backwards. Yeah.
And then there must be a lot of where do you find what trim did look like? That's obviously bringing in a lot from like the history textbooks and stuff like that. And is the app itself, is there like certain locations that come up on the app? Now I download the app, I just didn't get into trim because obviously you have to be in on location to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
is there certain places where you can go, or is it just like a free walk around trim?
No, well, basically, yeah, you have to be at the castle to for the app to work. Like it's location based, so and because the slopes on the site and the angle, the heights of the buildings and stuff, they all when you open the app, they're all in position when you open it. Like it kind of is tracked by GPS. So yeah, basically that. Sorry, lost you. What was the question?
It's just that when you're on location, like it is that just like bringing in like footage. It's obviously got the footage of the castle and all like built in.
Yeah, sorry.
And just when you scan across, then it just makes that image of, is it a certain period in time, like the medieval time? Is there like different categories to pick when it looked like in different stages in time?
Yeah, sorry, no, yeah. Basically, there was an illustration done by somebody for the OPW for the castle. I think he does a lot of illustrations for the castles around Ireland. So I kind of based it on that. Like there wasn't much information, so I kind of just added in medieval buildings and
Brilliant.
So you can go inside and out of the buildings. I've recreated the interiors of all the buildings, and so you've got blacksmith, you've got the Great Hall, marketplace, and all this kind of stuff.
So if you walk into the castle as well and in the rooms as well, you have that all done?
No. I'm not.
And are you going to go down that route of when you walk around inside as well, or are you going to go down that kind of scenario?
No. I wouldn't have. Well,
huge amount of resources you'd need, I suppose, for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, not really, but I need indemnity insurance to scan the castle inside. So yeah, and I haven't got that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, but I don't think I'll be. Yeah.
And you
OPW kind of control that. So.
Yeah. And you're looking to expand out to other OPW sites like say Bective Abbey and stuff like that as well? Yeah,
well, my next project was going to be the Yellow Steeple, and then maybe there's the Abbey out Newtown. So then I create like a walk. So you have a little recreated historical trail basically, and then probably Tara, Bective maybe. I'm sure.
Brilliant.
You can tell there's a love in your voice when you talk about those sites. Do you miss home? You're in Italy, aren't you? You live in Italy?
Yeah, I'm in Sicily. Yeah.
Sicily. Yeah. Do you miss home an awful lot?
Let's see. Yeah, now and again. So
you've got the app anyway. You can visit whenever you want.
Exactly. I can place it here and just walk around inside. No, like in the summer, it's very hot here. Mosquitoes love me as well. So
they love the Irish blood, don't they?
Unbelievable.
And you have a good few followers on the Facebook page, 522, I think it is. Have you got much like interest in people trying it and feedback and things like that?
Well, yeah, I have since the article came out in the Chronicle, I've had 100 downloads, which is in the first week, which wasn't too bad, I don't think so. I don't know app numbers, I'm not too sure, but I just wanted people to test it. I got like feedback from 2. So like yourself, like you might have downloaded it but not been able to make it yet. So
that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah, not everybody's going to Trim Castle, so as soon as they get there, I'm sure they'll try it out. Because I downloaded it there today, and I'm really excited to try it out. It's really good.
Is it something that the OPW are pushing when you visit Trim Castle? Are they giving out the advice that this is here as something they can use?
I have no involvement with the OPW.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to kind of state that because otherwise I get in trouble.
Okay. I see.
Well, they're missing out basically now. They should jump.
No, they had a guy I think about 7 or 8 years ago from America who came over and scanned the castle like millimeter precise. He got to access everything, like the basement in the castle and the old jail, and yeah, so I don't know, like he kind of, I try to team up with him so to create an app originally, like because I started this a few years ago, but the technology wasn't really advanced that as far as it is now.
Yeah.
But he was kind of a bit hesitant to release any 3D scans to me, so I'm not too sure what he's doing with that information, but maybe he's doing something with the OPW. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know there's a guy in Athlone that's doing augmented reality for some other sites. So maybe we'll team up together or something, because I'm on my own doing it. So that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
And when you say like scanning, what way does that work? Like when you go in, like what kind of device do you use? Does it just scan all the walls and points of reference and things like that? And that's what you need with it?
It's just a normal scanner, I'm presuming. He just holds it up against the wall, no?
No, I don't think.
A big photocopier on wheels. No, basically, yeah, it's like a big thing on a tripod, and it's like the thing on the top of the Google cars that drive around and take pictures, something like that. But you can use your phone to scan areas, but again, yeah, with ideally for big sites like that, I'd need the tripod scanner, and then I'd need insurance to go on site with that equipment. But
what would be like the end game? Is that like a busload of tourists coming and seeing like a sign, download the virtual tour app before you go into Trim Castle and things like that?
That's
end game.
Yeah, that's I'm not a marketing man myself now, but
you can definitely monetize off it now. Imagine like scrolling over and then you see medieval McDonald's and it's just and then a big McDonald's sign, or like a sign on the side of the castle, Specsavers and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something here now, Eric.
Thanks. No, I was thinking because like the app is only kind of for newer phones. I don't know what phones you have, probably Samsungs or something. But like it was only available for 700 devices or something when I uploaded to Google Play, which is a bit of an issue. So ideally, what I was going to do was leave a load of tablets or phones for people to in the future rent and use it that way in the tourist office or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, like so you're in places and like they give you the virtual headsets and stuff like that. The way they give you them for the tour would be something similar, like.
Yeah, basically. That ideally, that's where I was planning on going with the augmented reality headset, so you could see where you're walking as well as see the castle on your headset. But I'm trying to get my hands on either the Apple headset that's coming out or there's a new one from Qualcomm coming out as well. So maybe that might work.
There's no way of linking that up to the likes of the Oculus or anything at the moment, no?
No, I don't. Well, I think the Oculus is a bit big for what I'm trying to do. So very expensive as well.
Yeah.
And what kind of like have you obviously said you've been doing this a couple of years, like trying to push this. It's obviously like your own money and your own time that you're putting into it. And have you, I mean, to push it on, are you looking for like backers and to advertise to try and get people to support you?
Well, yeah. When I started out on this project, I had it so it would work when you go into the castle. You scan one of the notice boards, the notice boards that they have there, and the app would open that way. But people had difficulty to understand that that's what they needed to do to open the model. So now you open the app and it opens. So it's tracked on site. Yeah. So regarding where I'm going with it. Not sure.
At the moment, the passion for the moment, really, is it? Like you just love doing this part, and
I enjoyed doing it. It was an experience to learn how it all works and comes together. So,
that's the main thing. Like that's how you'll be successful in it. Then, obviously, if you didn't have a passion for it behind it, like you're just going to give up on it eventually. But it sounds like you're going to go all the way with this one, and hopefully you get more castles or more OPW places out of it.
Yeah. Basically, I'm hoping to get on a course for marketing and stuff. The New Frontiers course. It's starting in October, November. So hopefully I get onto that, and then they'll kind of help me to guide me in my quest for.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant idea.
And how did the Mead Chronicle find you, or did you contact the Mead Chronicle?
I contacted them.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, because as you said, I think you got a lot because when I clicked on it first, because I seen it when Mead Chronicle put it up on either the Facebook or the Twitter, and I went on and you aren't at 500 and something followers, so you obviously got a lot of interest off that.
Yeah, I had 400 and something at that time, but then there was a lot of good feedback. I was kind of trying to get somebody to publicize it around Trim Nav and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was a great help, to be honest. I needed to get out, and through my page alone and advertising on my own is kind of a bit slow.
Yeah, well, we found that the same with the podcast. Like, I mean, we're up at this is episode 96 now for us as well, and like it was slow at the start, but we're up to the few hundred listeners now as well.
Yeah.
That's why we said we'd have the chat with you, because most of our listeners are Trim and Navan.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
because that's where we're from. Like, you know.
You're all from Trim or Navan, or both?
Yeah, well, Boards Mill, like.
all Trim. Yeah, went to school in Trim anyway.
Yeah, I went to school in Trim. Yeah, it's just that we record in Navan, so we have to kind of include Navan as well.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
There's some listeners gone anyway.
Yeah, no, because when I seen it on the Mead Chronicle, I thought it was a great idea because, like, I love going to like all different sites, whether it's in Ireland or not. And like you said, you're only reading the little board. And the like little illustration and all that. And I thought it's a fantastic idea to have it on your phone and an app. Just as you said, it's so easy just to flick on the app and to walk around. And even for kids, if you have kids with you, or you bring your kids somewhere to show them like historical sites of what they were like and how they worked and all, I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely, I think that's the biggest one, because I brought my two kids to Trim Castle, and yeah, they've just seen ruins. They've no imagination in the sense of what it would have been like. So if they've seen a video of what it would have looked like, they probably would have inspired their imagination a bit more. So definitely, when I'm bringing them out, I'll definitely open up the app myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers. It's the magic.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll mention your name to them. I'll say Eric did this.
See? I think it'll be great. I know us going up in town when we were younger, walking by the castle, it was something that you never really appreciated. I think it was just the castle was there.
The pitch and putt club.
It was on the way to MJ's when you're getting your roll. But I think if we'd had the phone and the app, it would have made it a lot more interesting, to be honest.
Is it only when you're in those grounds, or can you stand, say, near the Garda station and look at it? Or what way?
No, you need to be on the ground, in the grounds. You have to go in. It's free in the gate anyway, so you know. But you'll see it if you stand at the guard station. You'll see it off in the distance, but it won't be. You know, you can't. You'll be endlessly walking to get to it because it's situated inside.
Very good.
I was planning on doing a recreation of the Braveheart set as well. So
cool.
Because that's on the outside. So.
Yeah.
There's only pictures of that.
The possibilities are endless, though. It's if you're the first to innovate something like this, like the possibilities are endless, technically. You know.
Yeah, I had someone contact me there the other day, and maybe something's working, but maybe something's going to happen with that. Basically, they want me to do augmented reality for like a future built environment place, like an apartment block or something that. You can't see it, but you know, if you can scan a code, it'll open into position, and people
that'd be amazing. Like, there could be a QR code on a planning permission slip outside of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you scan it with your app, and someone sees how it looked like when we finished. It's incredible.
Oh yeah, it's amazing the stuff you can do with VR. A friend of mine he lives in Trim. He's an architect as well, but he builds dams out in Saudi Arabia, but he sends out these plans, but included in it is like a VR version where you can put on the VR headset and basically walk around his drawing. Just absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah, I used to work in a Thermic, and I used to do VR for them when I started there, for the recycling factories. So you could walk. Then they brought the headsets in. I was gone by then.
And so what's the future then? Are you planning to do more of this type of stuff? Is this where where you want to go?
Ideally, yeah, it'd be fantastic if I could get like 5 or 6 sites up and running, and you know, and they worked and people enjoyed them. You know, because like Trim Castle alone gets like 110,000 visitors a year, which is quite surprising. So you know, if I could get a sliver of those people to
And they're so people can find it in the future. Like this app is called Trim Castle, but if you have another site, are you going to call that app that one, or are you going to have a center app that you go to different locations then?
Yeah, I'll probably have a site called Histo Tours or something like that. I'm not really that far ahead yet, but
yeah.
And then just have a selection. There is a guy, I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a guy who does augmented reality tours in Dublin, and you can, like, it's kind of like a 3D character that appears outside a building. It'll tell you the history of the building, which is like, yeah, he's got a few. He's got one in Sydney as well, and a couple in Dublin, a couple of sites.
And is it going to be like advertising revenue? Is the app be eventually have to buy it like a premium level app, or?
Well, I think most people that would use it probably just once off, and then, so you can either. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too sure where I'm going to go with it. But probably renting the tablets out, and then if people wanted to download it, it'd be a cheaper download because they're using their own device. So
yeah. Yeah, because I just would be like the crowd coming on the bus, and they might only ever be there once. So rented out tablets better.
Very good.
Very cool.
Right, do you want to read out details?
Yeah. So I have your. Just give me a second till I flick through my notes. So your Facebook page is Trim Castle AR Tours.
Yeah, that's it.
So if everybody can go on there and they can check out all the details, and then the app itself is called the Trim Castle app, is it?
Trim Castle.
Yeah, Trim Castle is the same. Trim Castle AR Tour.
Oh, very good. And so you can go download that, and you can go into the castle then. And we're planning on doing it now this weekend.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have a review on next week's episode 97, on how good your app is.
Yeah, let me. Cheers. Now, if it's bad, don't bother.
Well, listener, just thanks for giving your time, because we're always very grateful for anybody that does come on to our podcast to chat. And
thanks a million.
It's great that you're a trim man, and as I said, we like even with Love Nav, when we've contacted Kevin there as well. He's doing a thing about publicizing things in Navan, and because we're a local podcast, we love like promoting things that are either trim or Navan or meat in general. So thanks for coming on. Hopefully people will listen, and you'll get a couple more downloads.
Frankie is chocolate. Frankie is chocolate. Tastes like chocolate. Never tasted before. Don't sample that.
Chocolate Bar World
I
Cup.
love the intro for the Chocolate Bar World Cup.
This is our last.
That song is brilliant.
Our last quarterfinal.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So this is the 4th quarterfinal, and we're on caramel, dairy milk caramel, and crunchy.
I already know who's going to win. I already know. What are you doing to my room, you devil? What are we going with first? Can we go with what? Crunchy first?
Yeah, crunchy.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way, because I know which is going to win straight away.
I think I'm going to prefer the caramel.
Yeah, big time.
Well, can't give it away, lads.
Yeah.
People are excited about this.
I'm sorry, but I've often said that.
We haven't done it in weeks.
Yeah, I've often said this, and then I change my mind. Oh, crunchy's good, actually.
I know why it's called crunchy anyway.
But we're in the same predicament. You need a cup of tea with that. I think a cup of tea would make all the difference to a crunchy.
In what way?
I've never had a cup of tea with a crunchy, so I'm going to have to take your word for it.
Would you dip it into the cup of
No,
tea?
just take a mouthful and soften
Swig.
up a bit and nice and sweet. Because I rarely eat bars without a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them that will go into a shop and kind of buy a bar unless I'm going to have it with a cup of tea later. That's just how I roll.
Imagine what it's like with no teeth eating a crunchy. It'd be extremely painful.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, well, it's honeycomb. It's quite hard, so yeah, it would be.
I wouldn't imagine it's an option.
Gums. Now, caramel.
I'd like to see someone try. Just saying.
Dairy milk caramel is obviously softer.
There's definitely a website for that.
So if any of our listeners don't have teeth, they probably would prefer the caramel one then rather than the crunchy.
Do I have to? I'm going to eat the whole crunchy just anyway.
It's one of those kind of like not full size crunchies. They're part of a multi-pack, not for resale kind of ones.
Yeah.
Goes down easy. I like it.
We had to stop getting the full size bars.
We were getting fat. Yeah, crunchy's good. It might be actually a bit closer than I thought now, to be honest.
Well, there you go now. With this, right, if you had a mouthful of tea and the caramel was all melting.
That's beautiful stuff.
So they're both Cadbury's in the what?
I know, my bar.
Is this semi-final or quarter-final?
Last quarter final.
So they're both Cadbury's.
It's chewy anyway, not
Okay,
crunchy.
so this is the caramel.
It's a little bit soft. A caramel needs to be put in the fridge before you eat it.
Oh, that's a bit of work there now with that caramel.
Mm.
It's all over the place.
It's a bit warm in this room, so
It's because
My
of the room.
jaw is getting tired.
you know what?
It's good though. I think there's an unfair advantage now for the crunchy because of
Room temperature, was it?
yeah
The crunchy was quite nice. To be fair.
the viscosity of the caramel is putting
That
me off.
caramel is sticking all over me.
Yeah.
Where I imagine a caramel, you bite it and the caramel like
Yeah.
the long string over. Much easier. That was a bit of work.
Mm.
But then again, if you had tea,
Right, lads, I'm going to be controversial here. You know how you've got a favourite team that comes into a World Cup quarterfinal.
yeah.
You're like, they're definitely going to win. But they just don't show up on the day.
No, I think that's crunchy state today, is it?
It is.
It's not even Friday.
Yeah, they didn't. Caramel didn't show up today. Best player was on the bench, and Crunchy just played them off the field. I think.
Caramel played well, but
We'll see how the voting goes.
I think I went going with Crunchy myself.
Are we all going Crunchy?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at that! Amazing.
Is that the first time?
What a turnaround!
That's the first time that's happened.
Oh.
Very good. Crunchy just performed. Well done.
Excellent. Fair play to you.
Jack Bauer Cup.
See you in the semi-final.
It's that time, you know the name. It's the reason we all came. Find the words that are the same. It's that time to play the waffle game.
Ooh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Scissors, cuts, paper.
I decided to try and mix it up a little bit today. But anyway,
Who's
That's okay.
who's picking?
John's picking,
Okay.
as
A.
usual.
A.
Category A.
Yeah.
Okay. And can I have 30 seconds on the clock?
You may. Let me just see if I can get that going. I'm looking forward to chocolate, I have to say. I haven't eaten chocolate in a little while.
Can't wait.
All right.
So do we have
Okay.
30 seconds on the clock?
We do. Yeah.
Okay. John, in 30 seconds, can you name 5 characters from South Park?
Oh.
Cartman, Kenny.
Went that quick. So much enthusiasm.
watch South
and then it
Park.
just went.
Kyle,
Oh, nice.
Penny, Jacinta,
Come on now.
10 seconds.
I would have liked that topic actually.
Lyle, Lyle and Kyle, the twins.
Damn it. 30
Yeah,
seconds.
there you go. That's
He
30
was
seconds
saying around both of the names and then he got one there. Lyle.
Okay, John, give me 30 seconds on the clock for Scotty.
Okay, ready?
Lenny.
And
Category 2, Scotty, can you name 5 characters from Bob's Burgers?
No. Bob,
yes.
Sarah, Timothy, Anne, Duchess the dog, Peter, Mary Lou.
You obviously don't watch Bob's Burgers.
I don't watch Bob Burgers. No,
It's class, like.
is it?
Yeah.
I know there's a guy called Bob in it. Can I have the South Park one, please? Tracy, Sarah. I said Sarah twice. John, Bertie, Owen, Robbie Kennedy.
That's your time.
Time
Calm
is
down.
up. Time is up.
Did I at least get one?
Yeah.
All right,
I
good.
obviously put in the handy one. Like. Do you want to have a go at the South Park one then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
All right.
See if you can get the other ones that John didn't get.
Oh God, there's pressure now. Did you say Cartman,
Cartman.
Chef,
Kenny.
Mr. Garrison, Mr. Hanky, Towley, Man Bear Pig, who else? Ooh, Timmy, Jimmy, Timmy, Jimmy's brilliant as well. Who else?
Okay, we can stop there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So John got Kyle and Kenny.
Yes.
Nice.
Two.
Then
He
Scotty
also
got
said Lyle, by the way.
Mr. Garrison,
Mr. Garrison.
One.
Chef, and then the other one, Butters.
Who? Oh, Butters.
Butters,
Yeah, he's a really underrated character in that show.
And then I actually prefer Bob's Burgers. I think it's better. But
Dan South Park.
yeah, I love Bob's
Really?
Burgers. Yeah.
Get out of the
So
fridge.
Yeah.
American Dad or Family Guy?
I love Roger. Roger's definitely so. I'd have to go American Dad.
Oh,
Oh, what?
I love Roger. Roger's
strange-
class.
strange
Yeah,
sense of humor.
Roger is class, but Family Guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like
so
the
good.
ones where it's mostly Brian and Stewie though.
Oh, they're
I
good.
thi-
The
I
Adventures.
think they're funnier.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, the
When they
best.
go back in time and stuff.
So,
And then you had Tina, Linda, Bob, Teddy, and Jimmy Pesto.
didn't know any of those. Don't watch that
So
show.
John won.
John won.
Yet
2-1, yeah.
Yet again. This is getting embarrassing now.
Score.
All right, will we get on to our shell bumps?
Yeah, we can do shell bumps.
In a 2008 survey, 58% of British teens thought Sherlock Holmes was a real guy, while 20% thought that Winston Churchill was not a real guy, apparently.
Oh.
I am 100% sure that until this morning,
What?
I thought that Sherlock Holmes was also a real person as well.
He's based on a real person.
I thought he was an actual real person.
No, he's based on a real person.
Oh, so who is the guy that Sherlock is based on?
There's a guy that wrote it. What was his name? And he was like an MI5 agent or something in like the World War.
So the guy that actually wrote the book,
Yeah,
he
something like
based it on himself?
I think so. Yeah. Now that's
Cocky
I
or
could
so.
be confusing that with 007.
Oh, that sounds more like it.
So I'm not sure.
Who wrote Sherlock Holmes? I thought that was someone pretty famous.
But the Benedict Cumberbatch version is probably the best.
Perfect. Yeah, he's really good at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
John is viciously googling. I don't know if he's
No,
googling who.
I have a shellbomb, but I have to get the number.
You said there was something last week that you were going to
Okay,
say this
well,
week.
do you want
now,
to
'cause it's
do you want to
gone in my
Google about Sherlock Holmes there?
Yeah, you
Because,
go on. Yeah, go on.
I have two things, right? So I can tell you the origins of a saying, or I can tell you something good about the Earth.
Saying. I love a good saying.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Well, do both of them. Go on.
Okay, well, first of all, days are getting longer. When Earth first formed 4.6 billion years ago, a day was about 6 hours long. Since then, the Earth has slowed down. It takes longer to spin around. Every 100 years, the day gets 0.0017 seconds longer. Why? You might ask. The moon is slowing down Earth's rotation with the tides it creates. As the tides rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall, all over Earth, it creates a force that slows down Earth's rotation.
So does that mean that eventually, if the days are longer, that people will also age slower?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Well, that and, of course, medicine. And
we
how we
would
live,
just have to
but-
stay around for the next million years and we'd be grand.
it's possible.
Interesting.
Speaking of staying around and possibly dying, kick the bucket.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
So this is the saying on where kick the bucket came from. So many years ago, when they used to slaughter pigs used to have to be hung up, and they used to have something to weigh. So it was a pulley system.
Yep.
So they used to put stuff in a bucket to hang the pig up, but sometimes the pig wasn't fully dead, and it would start kicking the bucket.
Oh my God, that's gross.
So that's where the saying "kick the bucket" came from.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
That's
Yeah.
more vile than I thought. I thought it was actually something to do with a man that's hanging and he's standing on a bucket and then he kicked the bucket.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
that actually sounds more plausible.
Yeah, I thought that was it. Because they're standing on a bucket. when they're
Yeah,
being
and they
hung.
kick the bucket.
Why, when they're
Ooh.
being hung, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gallows. Interesting.
No,
So-
the gallows was the trap door.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no,
if
the
you didn't-
gallows was where their hands and their head was in the yoke, wasn't it?
No, that's the stocks.
And the
Oh.
gallows is the hanging thing as well.
Yeah, but it's a load of them together, isn't it?
the
Like three or
gallows hill
four.
is out the Boardsman Road.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh,
John, you
interesting.
can Google that during the week and tell me if I'm
We will
right or
do.
wrong.
So my shell bomb, the one that I really wanted to say from last week, I haven't got the full info, and I'd rather be really confident with it.
Okay.
But because we're talking about going back in time and looking at places, there's another cool fact, and the people were saying if you could stop time. Do you ever see movies where people stop time and they're walking
Yeah.
around and there's like bird flying?
You won in Charm could do it.
Yep.
Technically, if you stop time, you'll be blind as well.
Because yeah.
Technically, if you stop time, our vision right now is just molecules and protons and everything hitting the back of our eyes
Yeah.
and then being translated into our brains. But if time has stood still, there'd be no molecules and protons or whatever like that going into your eyes. So you'd be blind unless you actually physically walked forward and they miraculously just went into your pupils and hit the back. You'll see like blurs and stuff like that.
Oh.
But time stands still, you'll be blind.
Yeah,
I
and-
like that.
And you
Light-
should never go back in time.
Light needs to travel
Yes.
in order to reach its destination. So
Basically, yes.
I like that. But I mean, if we're stopping time, then I'm going to give myself the ability to be able to
Oh yeah,
see.
sorry. Stopping
you know.
time and going back in time is different, isn't it?
The JB Waffle Hour. JB Waffle